Without from another Roman Show, what a pleasure it is to have Ashley Evans Smith, the new CFA Women's Featherweight Champion. Ashley, I got to tell you myself, I had chills, man. I saw you cry. You were so emotional. What was going through your mind when they announced your name and the $20,000 check right next to you?
It's really hard not to cry right now just talking about it. I've had a lot of hardships going into this camp and throughout my life, and I knew Fallon felt like she had to prove a lot, not just to herself, but the world, the LGBT community. And so I knew both of us are coming in here with our hearts just completely full of desire, and I think you guys could see that it was a war, and when it comes down to it, I was the better fighter tonight, but I still respect her as a person. And this is everything that I ever dreamed of. This is by far I used to say getting my degree, I got a degree in, mass communications, but I'm still young. So I'm like, now this is definitely the best thing I've ever done in my life. It meant everything to me, and I can't believe it's an amazing feeling to finally accomplish the biggest goal in my life.
Actually, I got to tell you that you definitely won the fans out here at the Bank United Center, but you won the fans on Twitter because you were trending on Twitter. It was you, it was Fallon, and it was CFA 12. This is just news to you. How does it feel? I mean, you've become America's sweetheart right now.
Oh, yeah, Twitter right now. I looked at my phone for 2 seconds. It was like, you have 392 messages. I was like, I can't even begin to look at that right now. I answered a call from my best friend, but because she's a fighter too, and I knew exactly how she knows exactly how I feel right now. But thank you everyone on Twitter, everyone on Instagram, Facebook, everything, social media. It really, my coach said, don't do that, stay away from that. But thank you so much to every single person who tweeted to me. I read it every single day, and I don't care if it was go Ashley or a paragraph or a story. It meant a lot to me, and thank you every single person who tweeted to me. It means a lot.
And actually, from the get-go, you started off with your stand-up game, and then you stayed to your bread and butter, your wrestling. Was that the key? Was that the plan from the get-go?
Well, I'm very confident in my striking too. We've worked really, really hard. I want to be a well-rounded fighter. I don't want anyone to look at me and say, oh, she's just a grappler. She's going to throw a couple strikes and then take her down. I want to be three-dimensional. It's MMA. It's not just boxing. It's not just wrestling, But I knew that if she was going to hit hard, because you don't know how hard someone hits until you're really in the cage with them. But I knew if she was going to rock me hard, of course I'm going to go to the ground, you'd be stupid not to. And I felt so strong on the ground, and it was just going from, night and day, she was rocking me on my feet a couple times, but then when I was on the ground, I just felt so powerful, and I was like, all right, this is where I'm gonna end the fight.
You could tell from the get-go that your wrestling just came into play. She attempted some judo throws, you just countered that, and she couldn't take you.
So push the hips, it's easy stuff, you can't. But yeah, no, I mean, I give it to her, that would have been nice and flashy, but don't do it against someone. This is gonna sound cocky, but of my caliber, don't do that. That's something you might do on someone who's not a wrestler, who didn't wrestle in college and high school and all that, But
you said she hit hard. I mean, how hard did she hit? And when did this thing happen? I mean, if you could focus it, look at her face.
I mean, it's she rocked me a couple times. She really did, But I could tell I threw combos, and she threw 1, 2, and I got taken off. But as soon as I answered back, she just covered up and she wasn't answering. She didn't answer back quick enough, So I capitalized it in the ring. I said, I felt her weakness, her weakness. You smell fear or whatever. But she would cover up, and she wasn't answering back. So I just kept going, and she just hits hard in general when she landed. But I just, like I said, she's tough.
I think it was in the second round because you celebrated twice. In the second round when the bell rang.
I thought it was over. I'm sorry. I thought it was over. I mean, the ref pulled me off, and I heard the clack, clack, the 10 seconds. So I told myself, I'm like, if I just go for 10 seconds really hard, land every single shot, maybe I'll win this fight, So I was just trying to get every single shot right on her nose, and then he pulled me off, and it just felt right. It felt like I won, just dominating position, and I got really emotional, I kind of jumped the gun, but, I looked at my coach, and he was like, hey, it's not over yet, and it's just, you have to be an athlete, and I consider myself a professional, and I've considered myself a professional athlete even in my amateur career. You have to conduct yourself professionally, I would never go oh, I won that fight, but.
And I saw you have a rosary. Did you pray before the fight? What did you do before the fight to get yourself?
It's really weird, actually, that you mentioned this. This was a gift from a really close friend who is religious, and yeah, it's really weird to say that I'm not religious at all, and he prayed with me, and he prayed on me, and he's like, please pray with me, and I'm like, all right, but I really came to a point in my life where I was like, it can't hurt, you know, like I want this so bad. Like I went to church one time, you know, like that's how bad I wanted it. And I've been agnostic for 26 years, you know, but, you know, I'm not saying, you know, I've switched over or anything, but I came to a point where, you know, whatever gets me this belt, whatever gets me this money, you know, like I wanted it that bad.
So what's next for you? Obviously, people are going to start asking about the UFC, but you got the $20,000. How many fights? Do you have a contract with CFA?
No, I'm a free agent. Call me. No, I'm not in contract with CFA. Right now, I'm going to go back. I'm going to talk to my coach. You know, CFA is probably going to make an offer to defend the belt eventually. I hope someone calls UFC or someone, you know, but I'm still very new in my career, you know. This is very unusual for a 1-0 fighter to get a title fight, and I know that, and I'm very appreciative. You know, a lot of people were like, she's not going to know what it's like to be fighting for a title, but I fought 9 times amateur, and I worked my butt off for those 9 times, you know. People don't take that into consideration, so wherever the road takes me is where I'll go right now. I don't really know.
Ashley, congratulations. I'm telling you, you're America's sweetheart right now. Everyone fell in love with you. I want to congratulate you. And I know we're going to see more of you here, Ashley.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.